deeds, the good deeds. And I want my deeds to be escalated to Allah while I'm fasting. And this is really a good sunnah. There are people also fasting the 10th of Muharram, Ashura. There are people who are fasting the white days, 13, 14, 15 of each lunar month. There are people, of course, who are giving volunteer salah more than the obligatory salah. They're making qiyam at night. But actually, once you fulfill these 5 pillars, Allah will guarantee Jannah for you. I'll give you an evidence for that. A man came to Rasulullah and asked him about Islam. Then Rasulullah explained to him these 5 pillars. Told him shahada to Allah ilaha illallah, to bear witness that there is no God worth to be worshipped but Allah. And you also bear witness that Muhammad is Rasulullah. And you have to pray salah, and you pay zakah, and you perform sawm, fasting, and you perform hajj if you can afford. Then the man said, is there anything else I can do? He said, no. He said, by my God, I will not add or decrease. And the man left. And Rasulullah tell his companion, he will be successful if he told the truth. He will be successful if he told the truth. This tells us, if you just follow the 5 pillars of Islam, and of course, believe it from your bottom of heart and perform the obligation according to the teaching of Rasulullah, not according whenever you want. It's the time, Salah has certain time. And also believe in the 6th pillar of Iman. We have 5 pillars of Islam, and we have 6 pillars of Iman, of faith, to believe in Allah and His Messenger, His angels, His books, and also in the last day and the destiny. So my brothers and sisters, I call again, I repeat again, and this is an invitation to all people to think about what is the real salvation, what is really the thing will rescue the people from the harmony and disaster they're living. We must go back to Allah. We must ask His refuge. We must believe in Allah. We must worship Allah alone. We're not supposed to worship idols, bricks, stones, statues, fabricated in factories, sold in the market. How come I prostrate or worship something fabricated by human beings? This man who fabricated these idols or these bricks or this picture, he himself cannot help himself. So we have to think about that. I am actually inviting my respected non-Muslim guest to think seriously about the thing he was being raised up, the thing he was told, the one he taught. Think about it. Our really ultimate goal, not really to criticize or advertise or antagonize. No. Our ultimate goal of all the brothers who have given before me is really to save you from hellfire. To save you, because we Muslim believe with no doubt that we have an obligation on our shoulders towards all non-Muslim to convey the message for them, because Allah commanded us. Allah said in Surah Al-Imran, chapter 3, verse 104, وَلْتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ الْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. A rising nation among you must rise to invite for the sake of Allah and command good and forbid evil, and those are the successful. Also, Allah said, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Who is better in speech? Who is invited into the sake of Allah, do righteousness, and he said, I am with the Muslim. Also, Rasulullah told us, convey in my behalf at least one ayah. بَلِّغُوا عَنِّي وَلَوْ آيَةً. Convey on my behalf at least one ayah. That's mean, I'm addressing now this to our brothers and sisters, the Muslim. This tells you, my brother and Muslim and sisters, you don't have to be knowledgeable. You don't have to be graduated from an Islamic university. You don't have to be a sheikh to convey the message. All what you have to do, just give a pamphlet, give a literature, give a tape, invite your neighbor to your home for a coffee or tea or a dinner to clear your sight, because in the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will judge you. He will brought you. This neighbor who he doesn't know about Islam, and the day of judgment, he will come to Allah and he said, this is my neighbor. He knows that Islam is the true religion. He never called me. He never explained to me. So we have to realize, my brothers and sisters, our obligation, our responsibility toward our religion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the same chapter 2, Al Imran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, verse 19, Inna ad-deena 'inda Allah al-Islam. Inna ad-deena 'inda Allah al-Islam. The religion to Allah is Islam. Chapter, verse 85, وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِي غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ وَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. Whoever embraces a religion other than Islam, it will not be accepted from him, and in the hereafter, he will be among the losers. So, my respected non-Muslim guests, this is our obligation. Because we don't want you to be among the losers. Because we want you to go to paradise. We don't want you to go to hellfire. We don't want to be selfish. It is our obligation to convey the message to you. And that's the ultimate goal and the ultimate aim of all Islamic conferences like these conferences. We are not here actually to influence anybody. We are not here to criticize anybody. As a matter of fact, we are here to save everybody. I hope that I really covered and cleared what is actually mean by Islam is peaceful and international call. By that, I conclude my talk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
Jazakallah, Brother Hamoud Ashamaimry, for your excellent presentation. Now we would have the open question answer session in which you may put forward your questions to Brother Hamoud Ashamaimry on the topic, Islam is peaceful, an international call. Your question should be on the topic, brief, and you may ask only one question at a time. Non-Muslims would be given preference over Muslims in putting forward their question to the speaker. Yes, brother, you can put forward your first question.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hussein Arsiwala. I am a steel dealer. My question is regarding the fasting part that you said in your lecture, that there are some waivers for Muslims in specific conditions. Now, fine, but generally the thing is that people who are suffering from diabetes and high and low blood pressure, they tend to put that as an excuse and they do not fast. But there is also a school of thought that in spite of that, even if you fast in spite of being a diabetic patient or suffering from blood pressure, there is a school of thought that it doesn't affect you. So could you just throw some light on this, like scientifically, like how can you argue with generally the elders in our family who generally put that as an excuse that we need to drink water because of blood pressure throughout the day, so we are not fasting. So just put some light on this aspect.
Jazakallah khair, brother, for your question. First of all, I would like to remind everybody that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرَ. Allah wants on you, He wants ease on you, not hardship. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, لَا يُكَلِّفُ اللَّهُ نَفْسًا إِلَّا وُسْعَهَا. Allah will not burden, a soul more than it can do. So if this person is going to be dying, his illness from diabetic or blood pressure is continuous, then yes. And if he fasts, it affects his health, he doesn't have to fast. And he can pay charity instead. But if he's really, doctor tell him that he will be cured, after 2 or 3 years, after he's cured, then he can fast. He doesn't just leave fasting. But if this is anything in Islam, anything affecting your health, especially, let's make example for the ladies. She's pregnant, and she may feel that, if she fasts, that will have a side effect on her baby, then she doesn't have to fast until she delivered, and after she clean, then she make it up later. I hope I answered your question.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Hamdan lillah, Hamdan lillah, Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Hamdan lillah, Hamdan lillah.
Everything in life could use a little improvement, including religion, as it benefits our souls. Learn how to tighten your deen by examining various thought-provoking aspects, like salat, rights of the neighbor, and many more. So join me, Imam Qasim Ibn Ali Khan, for my series, Tighten Your Deen, right here on Peace TV.
Our deen, a blessing not to be taken for granted. Our responsibility to obey Allah, the Lord of the seen and the unseen. Strengthen your relation with the Rabbul Alameen in Tighten Your Deen, every Thursday at 8 p.m. and repeat telecast at 11:30 a.m. India on Peace TV. The students of Islamic International School, Chennai.
Islam, the religion of peace. Islam is the only solution to the problems of humanity.
The Islamic Sharia is complete. It's perfect.
Vision focused, faith firm.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, enter into the religion of peace, Islam.
We are the followers of the religion of peace.
Ability outstanding.
The Quran, from cover to cover, is a message of peace.
And the last and final instruction manual for the human being. It is the glorious Quran.
Watch Wafa Sarfaraz, Zunaira Ayman, Sahib Said, Nashin Zara, Hasib Khan, Fahad Abdur Rahman, Rida Tabassum, Sayyid Zaid, and Abid Waris.
La ilaha illallah. There is no deity worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
As these righteous and dedicated dais from Islamic International School, Chennai, present the way to achieve true success in Ambassadors of Islam, next on Peace TV.
Yes, brother, you can put forward your next question.
My name is Muhammad Rashid. I am a government employee. In chapter 2, verse 62 says, even if you are a Jew, Christian or Magian, you will have no fear in hereafter, then why non-Muslim should accept Islam?
Good question. Jazakallah khair. My brother, I would like you to know there are verses. Revelation was, it was revealed to Rasulullah ﷺ during the time of Rasulullah ﷺ. The people who are really followed Jesus and the people who followed Moses ﷺ, and they died during Moses alayhi time and died during Jesus alayhi salam, they are actually accepted. But what's happening nowadays, the books have been changed and actually they are missed. So the people, most of the Christianity nowadays are really misinterpreted. And also all the books which are available, they contradict each other. So actually Christianity, for your information, it was not existing until after the death of Jesus alayhi salam. After he died, the Saint Paul, he is the one fabricated and invented Christianity and Trinity. So now the people who doesn't believe in Allah, anyone who take a partner with Allah, 3 or 1 or 2, he is not accepted. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that we should not have shirk, we should not associate with him anybody or anything. So anybody associate with Allah, whether a person or a statue or an idol, this is also, it will consider shirk, and Allah will not accept it, because Allah will not forgive if you associate with him and anything, and he will forgive if it's less than that. Jazakallah khair.
Yes, sister.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dr. Salma Sabir Salim. Brother, I would like to ask you, as you say Islam is peaceful, many of my colleagues often ask me, how do you explain the violence practiced by your brothers in the form of suicide bombings and bombing marketplaces, killing innocent women and children? So brother, what can I say? Are they right or wrong?
Thank you very much. Very good question. This is a good question, my brother, sister. This is existing. What the sister said, may Allah reward her, this is really a problem, an existing problem. But I would like to clarify that Islam is different from some Muslims. You should not judge Islam through some behaviors of Muslim. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. If you see a good Muslim behavior, if you see a Muslim, whether a man or woman, are performing Islam properly, this is because Islam. And if you see the Muslim, as you said, that they kill people, innocent people, they make, explode themselves, kill themselves, and they kill other people, innocent people, this is, he pay for that. Islam is innocent from what he did or what he did. Those people who are killing innocent people, Islam is innocent from them. Islam does actually against terrorism, against killing innocent people. I'll give you just example of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just to show you. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to leave his home, and every time he walked in the street going to masjid, he found some garbage and dirt in his way. And he knows who's doing this for him. And one day he left his house and going to the masjid, and he missed the garbage and the dirt in his way. So he asked what happened. He knows it's a woman, a Jewish woman doing this for him. And then he asked about it. They told him she's sick. Today she's sick, that's why she couldn't go out and do this she used to do, against you. Then Rasulullah did not say, oh, thanks Allah, may Allah curse her, may Allah, she may die. No, Rasulullah went and knocked her door and take, a permission, and he visited her and he called her for Islam, and she became Muslim. So this tells us that what you see and what you hear and what you read in the satellite, on the papers about some Muslim, they are representing themselves. Islam is free from them. Islam is innocent with them. Islam is against that, 100%. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, brother.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nazir. I'm a businessman. I want to ask you, why the 5 times salah? What is the hikmat in that? We are living in a very fast world.
Very good.
People have very less time.
Okay.
So can we read all the 5 times salah in one time? Suppose we come home and then we read the salah.
Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. First of all, I would like to let you know, brother, that the salah actually, the salah which is, Allah have decided for the Muslim during Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was 50 salah. When Rasulullah sallallahu was escalated from Jerusalem, Al-Quds, you can read this in his story and the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu, when he was escalated to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered him for 50 salah in the beginning. And then when he was coming down, he met Musa alayhi salam. And then Moses told him, how many salah Allah have given you to your nation? He said 50 salah. So he told him, go back to your Allah and ask less. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went back and asked from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reduce 50, and then he continued doing this until 5 salah. Even that, Moses said, go back, ask less. He said, no, I feel ashamed, I'm not going to ask Allah anymore. So if you look to the 5 salah, look at the time. We start our day with salah, and then we end up our day with salah. We start our day with the dawn salah. And in the middle of noon, in Europe, in America, they have what you call tea break, lunch break at 12 o'clock. And we have the best. We have salah. 12 o'clock, maybe here 12:15. In the middle of the noon, we just leave the work, abandon our job. Once we hear adhan, we should go and make salah, wherever we are. And just at the end of the day, Asr time, we have another salah, you call it Asr. And it is the middle salah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, حافظوا على الصلاة والصلاة الوسطى. Take care of all salah and the middle salah, which is Salat al-Asr. And then beginning of the night, which is sunset, just when the night starts, we have another salah. And just before we go to bed, we have Salat al-Isha. And this is to begin your day with salah and to end up your salah. And you know what is the meaning of salah? Salah actually comes from sila in Arabic. Link. When you are performing salah, you are actually linking yourself with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from a sila. So when you are performing salah, that means you are with Allah from time you wake up until you sleep. And this will prevent you from committing bad sin. I hope you answered the question, brother.
Yes, brother, that would be the last question of this talk.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Brother Hamoud, Jazakallah for this wonderful lecture. I have a question in the sense that many times non-Muslims, they're hesitant to accept Islam because of the habits that they have being non-Muslims? Like, for example, if somebody is rich, even the habits or their lifestyle, somebody is very rich and he's got a lot of money, so if he accepts Islam now, he has to start paying zakah and sadaqah. He has to give up all that rich and lavish lifestyle. So how can we confront such a situation?
If I understood your question, you told me, the reason they don't accept Islam because they are afraid they have to pay money after they become Muslim?
Or change their lifestyle in the way, or pay money also. That's also one of those.
Well, this is our responsibility and our obligation to explain to them, the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the bounties he will receive. And as I mentioned, zakah is not obligatory on each Muslim. There are conditions to meet, and it's only once a year. And the charity, it's up to you. Charity actually paid, even from non-Muslim. Everybody is paying charity nowadays. But, for him, just not to accept Islam, except just because he's afraid that he may lose money, that's, of course, not acceptable. But if if you manage to convince him to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then he accepted Islam, this money business, it will not be an obstacle for him. Really, I'm telling you from experience. I'm running Islamic Center in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, for the last 18 years. With the help of Allah, with the sake of Allah, we managed to convince more 11,750 people become Muslim. Alhamdulillah. So if we manage one center, if one center managed with the help of Allah to convince 11,750 people, and we have in the kingdom 245 centers calling people to Islam. So you're talking about 100,000 a year becoming Muslim. So I don't think, that number can go with this, but because of the money, he will not accept Islam. Once the person, I'll tell you a thing, my brother. The people who tasted the bitterness of Jahiliyyah, of Kufr, once they taste the sweetness of Islam, it will go to their heart and he will not care about money. But let him taste the sweetness of Islam first. With your way, with your behavior, with your attitude, we Muslim can really call all the people to Islam by our behaviors, by our attitude, to be righteous, to be pious, to tell the truth, not to bribe, not to really to lie, not to cheat, not to really give them bad example. If we all become really good example, as the companion of Rasulullah ﷺ went all over the world for businessmen, and they managed to spread Islam all over the world just by being a good example, by a good example. And also, I just want you to know more thing, that when we calling people to Islam, we have to be soft. ادعو إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي أحسن. Call in the sake of Allah with wisdom and good talk and have a dialogue gently. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Moses and Aaron, his brother, to the worst person ever walked on earth, to Pharaoh, what did Allah tell him? Told him, go to him and have a soft word with him. Maybe لعله. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent who are better than us, millions of years, and he's on the top of us in his behavior and his righteousness and his piousness, to the worse than us. And even though Allah commanded Musa and Aaron to speak soft to Pharaoh, that Allah, and this is the way I advise my brothers and sisters Muslim, if you really want to call people to Islam, you should be a good example yourself. Otherwise, how do you expect from a person to accept your religion and you yourself, you're not practicing it? Jazakallah khair.
Thank you, brother. Jazakallah, Sheikh Hamoud Ashamaimry, for your talk on the topic Islam is peaceful and international call. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair.